Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I am back with another video here. And the Flyers pick up a 2-1 win in Ottawa against Claude Giroux for the first time ever in his career. And this is probably one of the more consistent games the Flyers have played this season. There's been a lot of things that I guess I haven't really been happy with. Some things I've liked, like I mentioned before. But, you know, in general, there's been a lot of stuff that I haven't really liked from the Flyers up until this point. You know, I think there's been a lot of, from turnovers and just not playing right in your own end. And, offensively, they weren't really able to generate much. And in this game, this is one of their more consistent games. So, again, a little bit of a shakeup in the lines. You have Tippett with Hayes and Konechny. They put Tippett on the wing, which I mentioned a long time ago to do, and they finally did it. Farabee with Lawton and Allison. And when I say Tippett on the wing, I mean Tippett on the left wing. Noah Cates with Sedlak and McEwen. Delorier with Frost and Legzinski, which was the fourth line, which actually was one of the Flyers' better lines tonight. Frost plays 10 minutes. I thought he was really good. Thought he was kind of fighting the puck a little bit. There was one particular play in the third period where Frost let the play kind of come to him, and he ended up setting up a Sanheim one-timer that Sanheim ended up flubbing, and it just rolled on net. But, it's kind of those little plays where you can see the confidence is coming back for Frost. And, I thought him and Wade Allison were actually really good tonight. Allison played around 13 minutes as well. So defense was different as well. Provorov with D'Angelo, Sanheim and Zamula, Sealer and Bronson. No Risto, no Bellows. Carter Hart was in net. He was great again. Carter Hart is 6-0 on the season. Really, really solid. I mean, and this was one of the ones where, like, Hart, yeah, he bailed them out and he played well at times, but it wasn't, like, constant. It was one of the more better games. Second period was really good for the Flyers, but as for the first, all Senators really had a couple shots. They definitely were moving with pace. They moved with speed, and they ended up opening the scoring, of course, because why else? But Claude Giroux opens the scoring against his former team, his 300th goal of his career. Beautiful 3-on-2 rush, goes 5-hole on Hart, 1-0 Senators. D'Angelo had a nice setup, a nice step up on the Brinket. Really nice play there. I thought D'Angelo was really good tonight. I really liked the first player in general. The first pair of Provorov, D'Angelo has really, really been good for the start of this year. The Flyers would get a power play after this. Delorier would draw a high stick. So the Flyers would score on this one, maybe 3 seconds in. And I wrote in the blog earlier yesterday, I wrote that I liked how the power play was kind of working with that. And I wrote this on Thursday, and not yesterday, 2 days ago. And I liked how D'Angelo was able to just get shots through the net, and he's been able to do that. And at times when he hasn't, Provorov's kind of come in and done it too. And this is an instant of that. Hayes gets into the middle, shot from the point, Hayes deflects it, it's 1-1. So that's what I've liked from the power play so far. Penalty kill came into this game for the Flyers, 14th in the league. I'm assuming that's probably going to get a boost because Ottawa went 0 for 5. Thought the Flyers did a really good job on the on the penalty kill, but too many penalties, right? And that's kind of the thing. This game was a little similar to the Leafs game, and I'll get into that in a minute. The Flyers were kind of stuck in their own zone. They couldn't really get anything clean through the offensive zone. If they did, it was maybe like one forecheck when they maybe kind of disrupt it, and then they couldn't make any other play after that. Ottawa was kind of breaking out a little easier. Flyers had a good shift from the fourth line. Delorier had a chance. Frost had a couple nice passes, and then Hayes had a chance after off the partial change when he was bumped off the puck. Allison dangled in and ended up making a really nice backhand pass over for Farabee, but he just wired that one wide, unfortunately. Frost had a takeaway in the corner. The point shot was blocked hit for that. Wasn't credited with the takeaway there, I don't believe. But again, nice play overall because that's kind of what you want to see. He gets in there, he's aggressive, he takes the puck away and ends up setting up a scoring chance. Ended up getting blocked, but still, you'd like to see that. Hart had a nice save on Pinto on the breakaway. Frost had a nice play to kind of just deflect the pass that ended up going offside. It was just the little things with Frost I noticed early on. He was making the good plays. He was, again, I thought he was kind of fighting the puck a little bit, maybe a little too aggressive. Maybe have a little bit more oomph on his passes than he usually would. But overall, pretty good period. This ended with the Senators having a power play off of a hold on Sanheim, and it was a scrum late, and they call Sanheim when he just gets bulldozed in front of the net by Kachuk. I understand he held him the whole time, but if you're gonna, again, I said this before, if you're gonna call one, you have to call the other one. Like that's just how it should be if it's a scrum like that, when a guy literally is on top of another. Pretty good period overall. I thought the Flyers woke up. They were engaged. They had some chances. They obviously get the goal to tie it right after and kind of get the momentum back in their favor. Power play carries over. Nothing really generating for the Senators. That would be one. The other one comes a little bit later, off of just a bad penalty from Sealer, kind of a bad call as well. But again, it's just kind of a, how would I describe it? I guess really a use, again, timely penalty, right? That's where you don't want to take a penalty. You just killed one, now you send them right back out there. Good kill though, to Brinkett. Had a play, hit a one-timer from Drew that ended up just going wide. Two really good kills in a row, and I thought the Flyers had a couple good plays. Where they were able to kind of just use those penalty kills and use the good plays they had on the penalty kill and use that to get some momentum. They had a good shift to start. Tippett ended up missing a pass on a 2-on-1 rush. Then the Flyers get a power play. It was a bouncing puck for Hayes. It couldn't really get any much going from the first unit. Two bad entries by Frost, and then McEwen ended up taking an interference penalty, which was not an interference penalty. It was just a bad call. McEwen standing there, and the Senator bumps into him, and they called McEwen for interference. So there's that. 4-on-4 for 14 seconds, just couldn't really get anything going on the power play. Ottawa gets one for a minute 46. Good, again, good kill again. Sedlak had a nice play, some good work at the blue line. I thought the penalty kill was really good tonight, just stepping up, especially in the neutral zone, tipping pucks out of play. They've been really good at that all year, and again, they come into this game, top 15 in the league penalty kill. It's definitely going to go up after tonight. He's had a chance in tight. It was a really nice pass by connecting on a breakout. It was a good play just in general. Just retrieve the puck, send it all the way up. Konechny ended up, Hayes kind of split the D a little bit. He kind of just went through everybody. Konechny, nice pass. And it was a good save for Talbot there for Ottawa. Good shift by the Flyers force line. They had a chance in front for Frost and a wraparound chance. And then Sedlak would take an ill-advised penalty. You don't want to take a penalty here. And it's one where you just had a good shift from your fourth line. You come out there, and he takes an interference penalty in the defensive zone going the other way. Hart had a nice save on Pinto in front of a really nice setup from Brandstrom. Again, good kill though. Outside of that, really not much going. Then the Flyers would get a goal. It was a great shift from this kind of like third line that was kind of put together a little bit. It was like a mixed line because of a change. Delorier was also a little banged up too, so that might have been because of it, but maybe not. It was Allison with Frost and McEwen, and they won a couple battles. Allison kept a couple plays alive. Frost made a couple nice plays. Just kind of keeping the play alive, like I said, and they were ended up able to score a goal. McEwen just had when McEwen has time to shoot, he can pick spots, and he does here. It was a really nice pass. It was a really nice shot, excuse me. It actually was unassisted because it was a block shot that came right to him. And great shot, 2-1. I thought that was one of their better second periods of the game so far. Similar to the Leafs, though, in the sense that they had chances. They actually, in the Leafs game, they took the penalties, and the Leafs took the penalties, and the Flyers had power plays. And in this one, Ottawa was drawing penalties, Flyers were taking penalties, and the Flyers ended up scoring on the chances. So that was a little bit different. It was kind of flip-flopped that way in a little bit. But again, they were able to capitalize because they had some chances in that second period in that game as well, and they capitalized. So that was the good thing in this, was that they had looks, they had chances. It's not like they've been short of generating scoring chances or anything. They've been scoring. So that's a good thing. Third period, again, they kind of continued that. Hart had a couple nice saves. They had good momentum at times, and Konechny could have drawn a penalty early in the third. It wasn't called on Zaitsev. I thought it was a hold myself. Hart had a really nice save on the brink and for that over probably one of the Senators' best chances of the game up until that point. Flyers had a good shift from Farabee, Lawton, and McEwen. They ended up drawing a penalty, and then Allison had a nice recover for D'Angelo before that because he had a turnover, and Allison kind of dove back and just kind of blocked the shot. Really nice play. I thought Allison was really noticeable tonight, just winning battles low, and that's kind of what I've liked from the Flyers this season. I mentioned this from the beginning of the year on now. They've been able to generate chances from winning puck battles low, behind the net, in the corners. You know, the prime example of it actually is Delorier's goal against Carolina. Allison wins the battle low over to Sedlak right in front of Delorier, and they've had a lot of chances like that, and they've just created plays that way. Whether it was low to high or just kind of low to the middle of the net or just kind of low to low, behind the goal line, they've been able to generate plays and just win battles in general. Sens had some pressure after the Flyers power play. They didn't really get anything going, and that's where you kind of saw that they'd wake up a little bit. Too many turnovers here for my liking, at least. Didn't really love how the Flyers were kind of just turning it over, continuously, and that's kind of where and again that went down a little bit. They stopped turning the puck over. Senators had some looks late. They get a power play off an interference on Sanheim, and again, this is another one where it's like, okay, I get it, maybe could be an interference, but the puck's nowhere near it, and he throws Giroux out of the play. Look, I get it. It's probably because he fell onto the ice. If he just bumps him and stays on his feet, it's probably not called. So they get the power play. It actually was a really good kill. I thought the Flyers did a good job getting back, making good plays. They cleared the puck when they had to, and that's been one of the better things from the penalty kills so far, is when they've cleared the puck or when they've had a chance to, they've been able to do it. And Ottawa had an empty net around 2:20ish. They had some looks. I thought Hart was really good in this game as well. But again, in general, the Flyers, the shots were 34-28, and that's probably more lopsided because of the chances late and the power play that Ottawa had late as well. So pretty even for what it is. The Flyers have obviously been heavily outshot in a lot of games, and you can't really always look at shots. You have to look at high danger chances and where they're coming from, because a shot from the point that Hart can see all the way and just easily snags it is still considered a shot on goal. Where that the Brinkett chance that I talked about, where he's wide open in the slot, maybe, 5-6 feet out from Hart, that's a better quality chance. So that's different too. But again, just a good game, right? I mean, you got a timely goal from McEwen later in the period. You were able to hold on. You got good goaltending. Penalty kill was good. You cashed in on the power play. I think the Flyers still want to create a little more offense, though. I think that's something I'd like to see. Some more offense get created. Make plays like that. I liked how the younger guys kind of stepped up in this game. What I don't like is Frost in the fourth line. I'm hoping that changes. Again, he had a good game and was definitely more effective. But in the long-term run, that's not ideal. So I would rather have that be changed a little bit. Hoping there's no injury with Delorier. Same with Sedlak. They both got a little banged up tonight. But we'll see. The Flyers take on St. Louis on Tuesday. That's at home. They'll be wearing the reverse retros for the first time. It will be in attendance for that one. So we'll see what happens. Again, good game tonight. A couple guys that stood out to me. I liked Allison. I actually really liked Tanner Laczynski in this game. He's another guy that wins a lot of them battles low. I feel like he was able to just create some offense by winning the battles, setting up other guys, and keeping plays alive. And, Provorov and D'Angelo, I thought that pairing was pretty good. And again, as for Risto, he's had a couple tough games, so I really had no issue with him getting sat. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your guys' thoughts below. Again, podcast is going to be coming tomorrow. I will post an update on that soon. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, we're on the road to 2K. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll talk to you all again soon.
Shot, Giroux! He scores!